Okay, so by now we should know how to add, subtract, and multiply polynomials from the very first unit. So we're skipping through these. So now we're going to get into division. Division with one term as the denominator and two terms as the denominator. So let's start with the ones that have one term. Starting with number 35. When you are dividing with one term in the denominator, you can put both terms up top over that number, which is a 3 in this case. So we have 9x divided by 3. Well, 9 divided by 3 is 3, and you have an x. Negative 6 divided by 3 is 2. Negative 2. You can even check your answer. If you multiplied this with a 3, you'd get right back to 9x minus 6. So that's your answer for this one, 3x minus 2. Okay, let's try the next one. Four x divided by 2 is 2x, and you have a negative 7 over 2. No need for decimals. Leave it as a fraction. That's your answer. Let's try 37. Same thing. We have x squared minus 3x. I'm going to space them out. Plus 5, and all of these are going to be divided by x. Well, when you are dividing exponents, you subtract them, which is what you learn in Algebra 1. So remember, we're in Algebra 2. Lots of Algebra 1 should have already been learned, and you should remember it. If you're a little shaky on some things, you can go and review the Algebra 1 course on Khan Academy. So when you're dividing exponents, you subtract them. So there's a 1 here, we just don't see it. There's a 1 here, we just don't see it. This is an x to the second power minus 1, which is just going to get us x. This is a 3x, so there's an x to the first, they just cancel each other out. So you have a negative 3. And you can't do anything with the 5 over x, so leave it as is. So your answer for this one is x minus 3 plus 5 over x. Okay, so let's look at 38. We have a 5x squared minus 5x. Well, 5 divided by negative 5 is going to get you a negative 1. And that's an x squared over x, which is x. So negative 1x, which we don't write the ones, so just negative x. We now have negative 25x over negative 5x, which is going to get you a positive 5. And the x's cancel each other out. And then we have the negative, well, this is a negative 5, so negative 2 over 5x for this one. So you can do the remaining ones for practice. The answers are down here. And if you have any questions with dividing with one term, let me know. There will be a separate video on dividing with two terms. So before we go, let's do one more. Let's go to number, where did we leave off? Number 39. Okay, so I have a 4x to the 10th minus 5x to the 9th minus 20x to the 4th. And each one is going to be divided with 4x squared. Okay, so for the first one, 4 divided by 4 is 1. X to the 10th minus 2 is x to the 8th. Right? 10 minus 2. This is going to give me negative 5 over 4. I can already tell. This can't be simplified. This is x to the 9th minus x to the 2nd. So 9 minus 2 is 7. Leave the bigger number where it is, just like I did here. It's up top. Leave the remainder where the bigger number is, shall I say. And for this next one, well, negative 20 divided by 4 is negative 5. We have x to the 4th over x to the 2nd, which gets you x squared. And this is your answer. You can multiply it with this, and you'll get right back to this if you need to. So x to the 8th minus 5x to the 2nd, to the 4th. Which one were we on, actually? Sorry. X to the 8th minus 5x to the 7th over 4 minus 5x squared, which is what we got. Right? That's what we got. So keep practicing multiplying. Dividing with one term. This is the unit here, right? Divide polynomials by x, no remainders. Same thing we were just doing. You get something wrong, I'll show you how to do it. There's even a video, additional video outside of this one. This is with no remainders. This is with remainders. Let's look at one with remainder. So if you do have a remainder, it just will look something like this, which is actually what we did. It's when you really can't do anything. It says there. And so these are dividing with two terms. Like I said, we'll do a separate video for those.